Good morning, everybody, and thank you all for joining us here today. It is an honor to welcome so many of my colleagues from both sides of the aisle here. Thank you for standing in unity. Today's gathering is not about politics, it's about principles. It's about friendship, and it's about reaffirming our deep, unshakable bond between the state of New York and the state of Israel. It is my great privilege to formally welcome His Excellency Ambassador Ofer Akunis, the Consul General of Israel in New York at our state capitol. Ambassador Akunis is no stranger to public service or leadership. From his early days as a journalist to his distinguished tenure at the Knesset, and now as a representative of the State of Israel here in the United States, Ambassador Akunis has built a legacy rooted in diplomacy, innovation, and unwavering commitment to the people he serves. As the ranking member of the Assembly Science and Technology Committee, I'm particularly inspired by the ambassador's record as Israel's former Minister of Innovation, Science, and Technology. Under his leadership, Israel advanced its reputation as the startup nation, pushing boundaries in fields ranging from cybersecurity to clean energy to life-saving medical technologies. That vision and expertise resonate deeply with New York's future as we seek to responsibly harness innovation for public good. But today is also about connection, not just between governments, but between people. New York is home to one of the largest populations of Israelis and Israeli Americans outside of Israel. Many of these individuals contribute deeply to the economic, cultural, and civic life of our state, and they often face challenges navigating legal issues, renewing their passports, and accessing vital documents. That's why the work of the Consulate General of Israel is so essential. Thank you, Ambassador Akunis, for leadership. We are working to ensure that Israeli citizens living in New York have better and more direct access to consulate services and that they feel seen, supported, and connected to their homeland. This is more than bureaucracy. It's about community. It's about keeping families together, keeping businesses moving forward, and ties to Israel strong and enduring. And today, as we welcome and honor Ambassador Akunis, we also confront an urgent reality: the rising tide of anti-Semitism, both abroad and tragically right here at home. We will not tolerate hate in any form, and we must call out anti-Semitism wherever it appears, on college campuses, in our communities, and on our streets or online. That is not just a Jewish issue. It is a human rights issue, and it is a collective responsibility as lawmakers to speak out and stand firm against it. This visit is not only ceremonial, it is an opportunity to deepen cooperation, to enhance access to Israeli consular services for New Yorkers of Israeli descent, and to explore the priorities in science, technology, and education. It is also a statement to the world that New York stands with Israel, with its bold and collective values that we share in democracy, innovation, resilience, and peace. Ambassador Akunis, it is my honor to recognize you today with a New York State proclamation, a small gesture of our deep appreciation for your lifetime of service and our friendship between our two people. Let us mark this continuation of a lasting and fruitful partnership. Thank you, and may our alliance grow stronger with each passing day. And now I'd like to invite some of the other members here who'd briefly like to say a few words, but I'd also like to recognize a few of the members that are here, including Assemblyman Steve Sturm and Assemblyman Simcha Eichenstein. But I'd like to introduce and ask to say a few words Ari Brown, Assemblyman.
Need it for height over here. Welcome, Ambassador, and thank you, Assemblyman, for bringing us together. While we were waiting for the press conference to start, I was standing with Judge Morinello, Assemblyman Norber, and the Colonel Smolin, and the Assemblyman Norber said to the judge, "How you doing today?" And he said, "Thank God I woke up, I'm alive, it's a beautiful day." Assemblyman Norber responded, "It's actually a prayer that we say every day, Modeh ani lefanecha, thanking God for being alive." Jewish people are very grateful people. We thank God for what we have and for everything that we are, but we also say a daily prayer for all the people of the world, for our country, for our president. So I ask, we pray for everybody. We need some prayers back, some thought in reciprocation. Thank you for bringing us together, and welcome, Ambassador.
Thank you. I'd also like to briefly recognize Assemblyman George Alvarez. Thank you so much for joining us here today as well. I'd like to invite Daniel Norber, Assemblyman, to come join us for a few words as well.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm very humbled today to introduce His Excellency, the Ambassador Ophir Akunis. Me, as an American Israeli, I just want to say that we have to also recognize the so many Israeli immigrants that came to New York. The Israeli values that we inherit when we grow up in Israel, if it's in the difficult life that we live within the terrorism and the 7 fronts of war against us year by year, if it's during the army, we become stronger people and we come to New York with our goals. We all have our specific goals and our values are common, and we need to work together forever to strengthen our friendships, because our futures are intertwined and they always will be. The same people that attack New Yorkers are going to be the same people who attack the Jews in Israel, because Israel is the forefront of Western values in the Middle East. So we have to make sure that Israelis who come here are stronger, get what they need to do to become better New Yorkers, and we'll continue to do so. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I'd also like to just briefly recognize Assemblyman Chuck Levine, who's also the president, I believe, of the National Association of Jewish Legislators here in New York. Our fearless leader, thank you for joining us as well. I'd also like to invite Alec Bokrasny, Assemblyman, to come join us for some words.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so very much for coming, and Ambassador, so good to see you again. You're not only representing the whole state of Israel in New York, representing about 45 of my relatives living in Israel. No. Not a surprise, right? Russian speakers, they divide it equally. Ladies and gentlemen, this time is really a time of some builders in this world who are trying to move us all to the future, and unfortunately some destroyers who are trying to take us to the dark ages. Israel is a country of builders. Nobody would argue that. Israel will be fine. It's a great tradition of Jewish people to win despite all odds. So Israel will be good. Israel will be prosperous. What we're going to do here in New York is a different question. With what's happening in the campuses, where those destroyers are trying to burn, and they're successful sometimes, burn American flags, it's becoming not a Jewish issue only. It's not even a Democratic or Republican issue. If you don't like American flag, one of the most beautiful flags in the world, to be burned, then you will understand what I'm saying. It's totally up to us what's going to be happening in New York, what's going to be happening in this country. We have to fight those destroyers, whether we're Jewish or not. And we have to win, like Israel will win, always and forever. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, I believe Assemblyman George Alvarez, would you like to say a few words? Oh, yeah. Please.
Good morning, and thank you all for being here and for allowing me the opportunity, Jake, to share some words. Today, I'm very honored to stand alongside Assemblymember Blumencranz and to welcome you, Ambassador, here to the People House and all the members of the Israel and Jewish community, neighbors and leaders. As you can see clearly, I'm not Jewish, I'm not from Israel, but I don't have to be in order to understand that we need to protect the Promised Land. in order to understand that hatred is nowhere nearby us in New York. And I, one more time, thanks Blumencranz for bringing you here and to understand that this is a collaboration between all communities, not just from the Jewish community, but all communities. Latino community are right behind the Israel, right behind the Jewish community, telling them that we are here to make sure that nobody can mess with the Jewish people, nobody can mess with Israel. And I thank you, Jake, for putting this together. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd also like to recognize and see if Assemblyman Yeager would like to come say a few words.
Morning, everybody. This is the great part of this house. We do stuff in a very bipartisan way, and what you're seeing this morning is exactly that. The issue of supporting Israel is not a partisan matter, no matter whether or not there are people who want it to be. This is something that brings together Democrats, Republicans, people from all over the state to support a bastion of democracy in the Middle East, the only one that's there. A place that's important to a lot of New Yorkers because of the connection that we have to our homeland, but also because many of us have families there. No different from many other nations in the world that we support because our constituents and their families are from there. So for me personally, as an emotional matter, obviously I'm grateful to the ambassador for taking his time and our Shabbat and to be here, and it's difficult and I know it's tough, but you're in the people's building, and this is the building I like to remind myself, not just others, that FDR walked these halls and Teddy walked these halls, and great New Yorkers, great Americans worked in this building. We strive to stand on their shoulders and to have your nation represented here this morning by you is a great honor to me, and I'm very grateful to Mr. Blumencranz for putting this together for us this morning. So thanks a lot, Jake. Thank you.
Lastly, before we hear from the ambassador, I'd like to invite Lester Chang, Assemblyman, to join us here.
Thank you, everyone. Ambassador, thank you to our People's House, and thank you, Blumencranz, for have this thing together. My family lived in the Midwood section in a largely number of Orthodox community for 50 years, half a century. And I represent in the area of Brooklyn, Borough Park and Sunset Park, where a large number of Chinese and Jewish community live peacefully for many, many decades, peacefully. Israel is a country, democratically elected country, and a large number of population of Jewish and Muslim living peacefully. But still they're struggling in a war of terrorism. Myself, as a naval officer for 24 years, served a year in Afghanistan. I know what it's like to be facing terrorism at war. It's ugly. It's wasteful. And I hope that today's remembrance of the ambassadors coming in here to solidify our peaceful intention. And I have a bill right now in the committee that we hope that we can pass is a October 7th remembrance of that fateful day of 1,200 people, 1,200 citizens lost their life. And thank you very much, Ambassador, to be here. Thank you, Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you. And now I'd like to invite His Excellency, Ambassador Akunis, to come say a few. Oh, and I recognize Senator Rose for joining us as well. Do you want to say a few words? Sure.
Consul General, I want to thank you so much for gracing us with your presence today. In the aftermath of what we saw on October 7th, 2023, and even more disturbing, what we saw here in the United States on college campuses, protests taking place around the country. Anti-Semitism is alive and sadly well. And your presence here today and the efforts of Assemblyman Blumencranz to raise awareness, but also to take action, are so incredibly important. I want to thank you for your partnership. I want to thank you for the strength of our relationship with the nation of Israel, and know that here in this chamber, in the Senate and in the Assembly, you have a friend. So thank you.
Thank you. And now I would like to introduce His Excellency Ambassador Akunis. Thank you for coming to the Capitol here. If you'd like to say a few words.
Yeah, so much. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Boker Tov. Shalom from Israel. Elected officials, distinguished guests, friends. I am personally honored to be here with you all, but this honor is not about me. It's about the bond between our two countries, and more specifically, the bond between the state of New York and the state of Israel. The state of New York and the state of Israel are the two largest homes of the Jewish people from around the world. Today's event is another proof of that bond. For generations, the state of New York has been a second home to the Jewish people. It has been a place where our culture is honored and where the ties to the state of Israel are woven into the very fabric of the community. From the streets of the Lower East Side and Brooklyn to the halls of this Capitol building in Albany. We have seen the impact of a partnership that has stood the test of time. The bond is built on the shared values we both hold dear: freedom, democracy, and the pursuit of peace. New Yorkers have stood by Israel's side through our entire 77 years of our independence, whether in good times or bad times. New Yorkers have extended their hearts and hand in friendship and partnership. This solidarity has never gone unnoticed, and it will never be forgotten. One of the most remarkable parts of our relationship is that it goes beyond politics. Support for Israel here in New York is not confined to one party or ideology. It is proudly bipartisan. From city councils to Albany to Washington, leaders of all backgrounds stand shoulder to shoulder in support of our shared values. This sends a powerful message. No matter the party, the bond between Israel and New York is unwavering and above politics. On behalf of the State of Israel, thank you for your continued support and friendship. The Jewish nation and its people, thank you all. Thank you, my friends. My friends, we are in month 19 of this war against the animals of Hamas, who came into our country on one of our holiest days, butchering our mothers, brothers, children, grandparents, Holocaust survivors, kidnapping hundreds of people and bringing them to be tortured in the dungeons of Gaza. And yet, we are being faced by supporters here on the streets and on the campuses. Jewish and Israeli students, young people just trying to learn, are being harassed, threatened, even assaulted. Universities are supposed to be a place of learning and not a place that's been overrun by mobs who openly glorify Hamas, deny the October 7th massacre, and burning the American flag beside the Israeli flag. And I'm saying this morning to my American friends here, my friends, this is not only about us. It is about all of us, Americans and Israelis alike, and the entire Western world, and actually Western civilization. As a big admirer of the United States of America, your flag, your culture, your values, your people, your economy, I believe we must stand together against the Ayatollahs and the mobs from around country. We are saying here to Hamas, and we are saying here to the mobs and the Ayatollahs, you will not destroy us. I'm saying on those on the campuses trying to intimidate the next generation, you will not silence us. You will not apologize, we will not apologize for defending our homeland. And after the October 7th massacre, please, don't lecture us and don't preach us. And my friends, I'm talking about prime ministers, presidents, ministers of foreign affairs all around the world, especially in Europe. Don't preach us. My friends, freedom of speech is not freedom of hate. I would like to, and I want you all to know that I'm a great believer of the freedom of speech, but this is unacceptable to use the American democracy to destroy her. My friends, I would like to thank the New York State Assembly and Senate, and especially my friend, Assembly member Jake Blumencranz, for inviting me and honoring our strong bond. And so, by the way, so fast, we only met 3 weeks ago in my bureau. May we continue to pray for the release of all remaining 56 hostages, and to say to the whole world, especially Hamas and Qatar, let them go now. I want to thank to the brave soldiers of the IDF. We thank them, we admire them, we salute them. My friends, God bless the state of New York, God bless the United States of America, and God bless the state of Israel. Thank you so much, and Shabbat Shalom as well.